Hello students, I am Dr. PC Cambodia, Associate Professor in the Department of English BSR Government Arts College, Alwar, Rajasthan. This video is for the students of BA Part 2nd English Literature Paper 2nd. In this video we discuss the third chapter, section 2nd of the novel Inside the Haveli written by Rama Mehta. In the very beginning of this chapter, we are told that Kanwarni Sa, who is mother-in-law to Geeta, has not arrived to her Haveli, and Geeta is the in charge of all the activities that have been going on in the Haveli. Geeta is not interested in the activities, so she does not go early morning to the store to get the ration weighed properly. Parijiji is doing it for her at her own, and she is giving the ration to Khyali, who prepares the meals, and this way the activities go on. Then Geeta considers her opinion of sending Sita to school once again. She is reminded of the care being taken for Sita by the other maid servants. Sita is being given food, and then whenever she kicks her quilt in the night hours, then she is spreaded over that quilt once again by the maid servants. Maid servants also help Sita in order to have bath. When such a care is being taken, then why Geeta should be worried about sending Sita to school? Then there is one more reason. When Vijayabaisa goes to school, then she makes a fuss, and then two maid servants run to Vijayabaisa in order to help her to get ready for the school by wearing the uniform and by getting the lunch box prepared. Then Sita is the girl who can also be in the same position of creating fuss, then who will take the pain to send her to school. So this way the thoughts keep on running in the mind of Geeta. Suddenly a maid servant comes and she says that they are to go to the Haveli of Gopal Singh Ji, the brother to her mother-in-law, as he is ill. So Geeta should be prepared well in time. A sari is taken out by Geeta, and that sari is quite heavy, and at the same time she observes that it has been starched properly. So Geeta wears that sari and prepares herself in order to go to the Haveli of Gopal Singh Ji. And then the car is over there. Parijiji and one more maid servant with Geeta sit in the car, and then car starts driving towards the Haveli of Gopal Singh Ji. The Haveli of Gopal Singh Ji is at the other walled end of the city. The car comes out through the narrow lanes, and if a cyclist is coming from the opposite side, then the cyclist comes down the bicycle and corners himself. Hiralal drives the car with hair width margin, and then they come to the main road. The main road is crowded and it is full of market. They come to the vegetable market. In vegetable market, fruits are being sold and it is highly congested. The tongas are there, the rickshaws are there, and pedestrians are also there. Bullock carts are also there. Hiralal drives the car carefully and takes a lower gear. He keeps on resounding the horn, but the traffic is so heavy that they do not care about Hiralal's car. Then there are other ladies who carry the load on their head and they shout, fresh onion, half a rupee per kg. And then sweet beet is also there for sale and several other vegetables are there. Geeta looks at the shops of fruits and vegetables. Then they come to the other part of the market where saris are being sold, and then the customers are sitting outside the gates of those shops, and the saris of different colors have also been hanging out of those shops. They are waving with the flurry of the wind, and there is perfect choice for those ladies to choose the color and the shade. But when Geeta thinks of her choosing the sari, then she is limited to a limited choice of saris which the accountant of the Haveli brings in form of a bundle. And then the car proceeds further in lower gear and comes in front of a shop, and Hiralal says, pointing to the shop, that this is the Haveli goldsmith. And golden ornaments were being sold in the shop named as Golden Haveli. Geeta looks at it and recollects that she has been wearing ornaments made in this shop, but she had never visited this shop. The ornaments were brought by the others, and her choice was again not there to wear the golden ornaments. Then she proceeds further in her car and comes to know about those shops of other smiths where golden jewelry was not being sold but silver jewelry was being sold, and the customers were from the villages, and those customers were especially the ladies, and half nude children were clinging to their long skirts, and they were purchasing the traditional type of silver ornaments which are generally purchased by the ladies of interior rural portions of Udaipur district. Then the car proceeds further, takes a turn to the left and enters a narrow lane or gully, and then proceeds further, stops in front of a Haveli, and just before the Haveli, houses are also there, and the big patches of plaster that has been peeled off the walls of those houses are visible. Stones of the walls are also visible, and they get down, but the atmosphere is stinking. There is foul smell of cow dung, and there is yet another stinking smell of urination of the animals all around in the lane or the gully. Geeta observes that the Haveli of Gopal Singh Ji is quite big, and gates are also strong. They are made of thick wooden planks. Carvings have also been fitted to them. The gates are so big because in the olden times the owners of these Havelis allowed an elephant to enter in it while they were mounted on the elephant. It was after the entering of the elephant in the Haveli and coming to a big courtyard that they dismounted from the back of the Haveli. Then Gita goes to the company of old ladies sitting over there, and Kavarnisa is also there. Kavarnisa is her mother-in-law. She touches her feet and then she blesses her with her blessings, saying that she may become the mother of several sons. And then Gita sits over there, asks about the health of Gopal Singh Ji and how he has been in these days. Gita keeps on sitting with long parda, and then she goes to the company of the young girls over there, and young girls start talking to Gita. A lady comes and says that Gita is a fine lady. She has been well adjusting to the customs and traditions of the Haveli, and she does not have any problem, though she is an educated girl from a metropolitan city like Bombay, but now she has learnt about all the customs and traditions of the Haveli. Then Nandu Buasa comes quite close to Gita, and she says that she couldn't recognize Beenani ji, Gita, because her eyesight is growing weaker and weaker every day. Then Gita comes to know that Nandu Buasa got widowed 2 years before, and then she starts taking a class of Gita and asks Gita why she is interested to send Sita to school. It is not the custom of the Haveli to send a servant's child to school. And in this special case, the mother of that child, Sita, has already ran away from the Haveli. She is being taken care of by the other maid servants. She should not take her own decisions. And then it is heard by Gita's mother-in-law, and Gita's mother-in-law is also not interested to have this decision of Gita verified, and she warns Gita that she should not be independent to take such decisions. Now here we would like to see that whatever was going on in Gita's mind a day before has been transmitted through some person over there in the next Haveli, the Haveli of certain relatives. Then this issue should not have been taken over there because they are not to consider this opinion. Then it is either Bhagwat Singh Ji himself or some maid servant who had done so. But it was a chance to make Gita to look down upon and to insult her, to make her realize that ladies are not powerful to take their own decisions. Then Gita talks to another young girl, and that young girl is Manji, and she also got widowed at the age of 14. She is quite liberal in her thought. She says that the decision that Gita has taken in order to send Sita to school is right because times are changing. The income of the Havelis have almost dried up, and it is very difficult to continue the trend of the Havelis. She tells Gita that after this generation of the old persons, it is possible that the trend of the Haveli will automatically collapse. But then she tells about her own personal life. Then she says that she got widowed and no one is interested to look at her face. Even her presence is counted as inauspicious. She is not allowed to wear golden jewelry or colorful dresses. Then Gita asks her, how is that she has been spending her time? Then she says that the husband to whom she was married, he has a brother, and his wife was also no more immediately when she lost her husband, and his husband's brother, who is without wife, has got two children, and she spends her life in taking care of those children. And then Manji also tells Gita, that had she been educated, she would have also been gone to some work, but she is still uneducated. She has to rely on others in order to spend her future time. Then they talk, and then they come to Gita's mother in law, who is there near Bhagwat Singh ji, and Gita's mother in law tells that his brother should be interested equally in distributing property to three of his sons. One son was from his earlier wife, who is no more, and two sons are from the wife which he has at the moment. So property should also be distributed equally. This is the issue. We shall be taking the next video with the next chapter of the novel Inside the Haveli. Thank you so much.